Okay, so after getting the Nikon ZR and shooting in red raw footage for the last few weeks, I realized that my entire storage and data solution is completely broken. And we're gonna fix that today with a brand new NAS. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Desmond, and this might not be the sexiest topic out there, but it is so critical, especially for content creators, and especially for me, now that I've switched over to the Nikon ZR, and I have been shooting with red raw, which gives me massive, massive files. And because of that, I've partnered with UGREEN to revamp my entire data and storage solutions at home. So today we're breaking down two UGREEN NAS solutions they sent over, the NAS Sync DH2300 and the bigger brother, the DH4300 Plus. So first of all, what is a NAS? Maybe for some of you that don't know, and why would someone like me need it? First of all, a NAS, it's basically your own private cloud, right? So I have access to all the storage on both of these devices. I can access them from anywhere in the world. I can upload all of my data, all of my photos, footage, anything I need into these drives. And again, access them from my laptops on our local network. Or again, when I'm traveling, I can access them, upload content, upload footage, upload photos from basically anywhere. And they keep all my footage, all my photos safe. Secondly, why would I need something like this? I mean, I've been putting off building a NAS for the longest time. I always knew I needed one. One, because I do a ton of photography over the last decade, I have terabytes and terabytes of really precious memories and photos scattered across all different types of little drives, hard disk drives, basically all different locations all over my home in storage. And that's not ideal, especially for images and precious moments that go back almost 10 years. I want them all in one place. I want them backed up. And I also want them set up in a RAID system to protect them from, again, being damaged or lost. The second reason, as a content creator, I'm filming lots and lots of footage. So again, this Nikon ZR, huge, massive red raw files. I use a CF Express Type B card that has 2 terabytes on it. And again, the way this thing eats through memory is absolutely nuts. But because of that, I still need to get all of those files onto different SSDs so that I can then work with them, edit them, and then ultimately back them up in a storage solution. But again, these are also tiny little 4 terabyte drives. I can potentially get it up to 8 or 16 terabytes. But ultimately, it's just not enough storage for me. And then the other downside where a NAS comes in is when I do travel, I don't want to have a backpack full of tiny little random drives. I just want to be able to get everything into one place, access the files that I need, or upload things into that specialized drive that's safe and secure at home. So again, like a NAS is going to really come in handy for people like me. And one of the other reasons why I've been looking to build out a NAS drive is because I also spend a ton of money on cloud storage. So yes, I've got iCloud, I've got Lightroom Cloud, I've got everything kind of saved across different cloud subscriptions, and I'm paying monthly for that data and for that storage. With a NAS drive that you build yourself, one, you have full local control over all of your data, over all your different drives. There's no monthly fee, which is really quite nice. Yes, there's an initial investment to purchase those different drives, but after that, I mean, it's really all up to you. And I think your money goes a longer way because you have huge storage flexibility. So I have a bunch of 4 terabyte drives all inside these 2 NAS drives, but I can upgrade those to 8 or 16 terabyte drives and really, really expand the storage quite a lot. With that said, when we're talking about storage flexibility, let's talk about capacity. So like I mentioned, I have the 2300 and the 4300 Plus. And to give you an idea, the DH2300, that can hold up to 60 terabytes of capacity. So you can have 2 30 terabyte hard drives in those 2 bays, which is nuts. And then the DH4300 Plus holds up to 120 terabytes of total storage across all 4 of those bays. That's absolutely nuts. Yes, there's going to be an initial investment, but you'll never pay cloud subscriptions ever again, not with that much storage. And because I now have access to that much capacity and the ability to upload and download all of this footage, images, files, etc. from anywhere in the world, that means I can do a multi-week travel shoot. I can get all the files, upload them from my laptop onto my NAS drive back at home, no matter where I am. I can again keep years and years of those photos archived and protected. And because I have up to 120 terabytes of total storage, I could just RAID drive that out. I could do 60 terabytes of regular storage with 60 terabytes of backup. So at any given point, the failure of any drive will not corrupt or destroy or delete any of those really, really important moments or really important client files that I have backed up. And just to quickly put it into context, 120 terabytes, that's like 41 million pictures or 80,000 movies and 125 million like regular files and documents. I don't have that right now. I don't know if I will create that much data in a lifetime. I plan to film a lot, shoot a lot more, but yes, hopefully that gives you an idea of how much possible storage there is between the 2300, which is 60 terabytes, and the 4300 plus, which can hold 120 terabytes. Now, before you get intimidated with setting this up, very much like I thought I would be, setup of both these NAS drives was so easy. Probably took about 10 minutes after you kind of go through the process of installing each of the individual drives. But again, you kind of like pop off the lid, you pull out the bays, you put the different drives, up to you what capacity you purchase. I have these 4 terabyte ones. You screw them into place so they don't fall out, and then you drop them back into their designated bays. I did this for all 6 drives that I had across both of these devices, the 2300 and the 4300 plus. And then you plug them into your router with the Ethernet cables via the LAN ports, and then you power them on. And then all you have to do is open up the browser, go to the designated URL to find your NAS drives. I found them both, and then you set them up. And worth calling out, setup is even easier because these devices support NFC. So you just tap your phone and it's gonna open up the portal to get registered and set up. It's crazy how easy it is. That was probably the biggest deterrent for me back in the day, is like, I don't wanna go through the process of figuring out how to set up a NAS. This was so simple. And because of that, I would highly recommend anybody set this up. And while this is initializing, I will mention that UGREEN is running a big Black Friday deal, 20% off. So I'll leave links in the description below. And again, once you're in there, set up your username, your password, all that good stuff, you can then create the type of like NAS drive you want. You can set up the RAID, which I preferred, or you can set it up as just like a massive drive to upload everything onto. Lots of different options, all your perms, everything, settings, customized apps, everything can just be done directly through the portal. And again, like really amazed at how simple that was. Next, let's talk about speeds when it comes to these 2 drives, DH2300 and the bigger brother, the DH4300 Plus. They've got some differences, but what I will say is you cannot treat them like a traditional hard drive. For example, I cannot just USB-C into that drive and treat it like a local hard drive I can click open and upload into. Now, more realistically, for most of us that have set up the NAS drives, I am simply just using my laptop, not directly connected to the NAS drive, and uploading files from my mini hard drives or my SD cards directly into the drive itself. Now, there's a couple options. I think on a standard slow connection, not plugged into like the 1 gigabyte LAN port, you're probably gonna get anywhere between like 30 and like 50 megabytes per second, which is not particularly fast. It's fine for smaller files, but like large files, you're gonna wanna use that included cable and at least plug it into the 1 gigabyte LAN port, which will give you up to 125 megabytes per second. And as I mentioned, if you want that like real speed, I would actually do the direct connection between a laptop with the Ethernet cables, and then you can get those like terabyte level speeds and just get all that data loaded onto your NAS, so then you can access it from anywhere else in the world. Definitely worth a call out, especially when it comes to realistic use cases. uploading to Google Drive is significantly slower than uploading into your own NAS drive. So quick test, you can see here a 1.38 gigabyte singular file. It's gonna drop it into Google Drive and we're gonna drop it into my NAS. Even with my slower speeds, again, all of that is network dependent, I am still so fast compared to uploading to Google Drive. And that's just a quick example of a more realistic use case. But lots of ways that you can upload and transfer files between your devices and these NAS drives. And I will say with the UGREEN specifically, these drives do have a workflow that's designed to just dramatically improve large batch uploads and transfers. That's usually how I do it. It's like I've got, you know, a couple terabytes of footage from a 2 or 3 week trip to Asia. I'm just gonna do a full batch upload and let the drive do its thing. And you know, it's been pretty good at getting all that data in. And once it's in, really easy to access, really easy to download and get all the files that I need. The other benefit of having this drive is actually the multi-user sharing and the workflow of getting access to it. So when I'm working on any project or when I'm uploading photos or footage or anything, I'm never really working alone, right? So I have accounts for an editor, I have accounts for my social media manager, also my family, my wife, if she wants to access any of the photos that I took, any of the images that I've synced actually from my iPhone, which is another thing, I'm gonna quickly call this out. The UGREEN NAS, there's an app that goes with it. So the UGREEN NAS app is really nice because now I have it installed on my iPhone. And what I can do is I can set up a sync and backup, which means I can now take all the images in my iCloud account or on my phone right now and back them up directly onto the NAS drives, which have significantly more memory. So they are acting like a second, more efficient, more powerful, and much larger iCloud account. And then my wife can actually get the UGREEN app on her phone, or any of my friends can do that, and I can give them access to the drive and to that specific like photo folder. And now all of my iPhone photos are backed up. They're accessible across my entire family and friends group. And that again is very, very cool. It really just gives you your own private iCloud account. So like even on the app, creating a folder, going into photos, breezing through all the different settings. You have full access to the control panel. So user management, file services, all the network settings can be changed here. The other thing I'll call out, I can also switch between both of the NAS drives that I have set up. So between the 2300 and the 4300, I use them both for different things. So on the 2300, I'm gonna primarily use that as the photo backup system. That means it'll be connected to my wife's phone, my phone, anyone else who wants to be involved in this drive, and we can back up everybody's iPhone photos, as well as any of the photos that I take on my larger cameras that I wanna drop into that like drive for sharing across the entire family and friends unit. But on the 4300, for example, I'm gonna be setting that up as my like YouTube NAS drive. That's where all the backup footage goes. That's where the backup of the final client deliverables can go. All of my different edits and proxies, if the editor is working out of there, they can drop in their files. Social media managers can drop in their social cuts. So that is going to be the much larger kind of professional and work related NAS drive, while the 2300 I will be using for like backing up all of my photos and all the other media that I want to share between family and friends. Worth calling out, there are some really cool features and functionality built into the UGREEN like user experience. First of all, in the portal, whether you're on the app or in the browser, there are different apps that you can download, right? Sync and backup, the photo app, which I do use. That means now that I've got all these photos into my drive, it can help me leverage AI to build albums. I've also enabled AI recognition for people, places, animals, and objects. So what it'll do is as this library grows, as my backup completes, it's gonna be able to scan all of my different photos, identify all the different people that are shown, very much like it does in your iPhone, for example. And again, really nice to have, especially now that I'm using the 2300 as this like big photo dump. There are gonna be terabytes and terabytes of photos across so many different years. This is just a really nice way to leverage AI to sort scan and kind of make your way through it. And at the time of filming, I'm still just uploading all the photos. You need at least 300 photos for optimal performance on the AI engine. So we'll give it time and I'll show you at some point in another video. So like I mentioned, there's that little app library. There's also additional cloud support. So I also work out of Google Drive, for example, or if maybe you're a Microsoft shop and you're using Microsoft One. The UGREEN NAS will connect directly to your Google Drive and allow you to access, transfer, and back up all the files that exist in that cloud solution as well. So again, it's a really solid option for me. It works really well in just my existing workflow of different like cloud storage options that I've got. I like it because now I can move all those files from those different places into my NAS drives, and I can start to really shutter the monthly payments that I am dishing out to all of these different providers, because now I have a huge cloud solution built just for me. The other thing I'm gonna call out, I mentioned it very early in this video, is the RAID solution. That's one of the big reasons why I wanted to build out a NAS drive. And one of the reasons why I will benefit from the extensive storage capabilities, because like I said, those photos from 10 years ago, there's photos from my children's birth, there's videos from like family vacations and destinations we'll never go to again. I want all of that backed up, and then I also want a RAID redundancy built into it. So not only can I leverage this as a standard NAS, but there's a whole RAID redundancy process that I have built in so that any photos that I upload that I deem precious, they will be backed up automatically. So if any of these drives fails, those files will stay safe, they will be recoverable, and they are, again, scattered across different locations to just make sure that they never disappear, and I've got them for another decade. And if you're someone who's looking for a new storage solution, I would definitely check it out. UGREEN has got a Black Friday deal happening right now, so you can get 20% off between November 20th and December 1st. Definitely jump on it. I think these are already a great value before the Black Friday deals, but with the current 20% off promo, you're gonna get a lot of bang for your buck. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this. We'll catch y'all in the next one.